Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. In our today's lecture, we will be discussing some of the important multiple choice questions based on the second law of thermodynamics and entropy. Before actually going into the topic, first of all, we'll just discuss little bit theory about what is second law of thermodynamics and what is the concept of entropy. And based on that understanding of second law of thermodynamics and entropy, we'll be discussing couple of MCQs which are important for as far as the various competitive exams are considered. So let us start with the theoretical part. Second law of thermodynamics and entropy. First of all, we'll see what are the different statements of the second law of thermodynamics are there. So first statement is heat by itself cannot flow from a cold body to hot body. That is a general statement which was proposed for the second law of thermodynamics. It states that you cannot transfer heat from cold body to hot body. Actually, in principle, you can transfer heat from cold body to hot body, but by use of some external work. Okay, so some machine you will require for that one. So that also we'll be discussing. Next statement of the second law of thermodynamics is that the entropy of the universe tends to maximum. So it means it introduces the concept of entropy. What is entropy? And it tells us that the entropy of the universe always tends to maximize. Okay. Third statement of the second law of thermodynamics is that it is impossible for a cyclic process to convert heat into work without transfer of heat from a body at high temperature to a body at lower temperature. Means you can convert heat into work, but you cannot convert heat into work unless the from body which you are transferring heat, it is at a higher temperature and the heat is going from higher body temperature to a lower body temperature. So it's a natural uh, aspect that heat can transfer from hot body to body at a lower temperature. Next optional statement for this law is it is impossible for self-acting machine unaided by any external agency to convert heat from one body at a lower temperature to another body at a higher temperature. It means you can consider an example of a refrigerator. You cannot cool the items or material kept inside a refrigerator without putting its plug into the electricity board. Okay, means there you will require some external agency. In the refrigerator it's a compressor which works for that one. So that also we'll be going to discuss in our coming lectures. So that is another statement of the second law of thermodynamics. Next statement of the second law of thermodynamics is heat flows spontaneously from hot body to cold object, and to get a heat flow from reverse direction. Means spontaneously heat can flow from hot object to cold object. Okay, that is, it can happen naturally, but in order to transfer heat from cold body to hot body, in order to transfer heat from cold body to hot body, the external work has to be done by some external agency. So that we will be discussing also. Now in today's session, what we will be discussing, we will be considering these statements of the second law of thermodynamics, and based on the second law of thermodynamics we will be discussing some of the examples or multiple choice questions which are important as far as the various exams are considered. Okay, so let us start with the first MCQ. The first MCQ is, in a reversible adiabatic process, entropy dash dash. The first option is increases, second option is remains unchanged, third option is decreases, fourth option is none of this. Now see, second law of thermodynamics states that total entropy of the system either increases or remains constant, that we had seen. Okay, so and in case of an reversible process, in case of reversible adiabatic process, entropy of the system is always zero. Entropy of the system is always zero. So entropy increases in irreversible process. Entropy increases in irreversible process. So in this case it is a reversible adiabatic process it is given. So for a reversible adiabatic process, the entropy of the system remains constant. So the correct answer for this question, it is option number B. Next question is there: which of the following is intensive variable? Which of the following is intensive variable? Option A, area. Option B, entropy. Option C, temperature. Option D, volume. Now before actually go looking into the answer, you should be knowing what is intensive variable and what is extensive variable. So intensive variable is the variable which does not depend upon the amount of substance inside the system, means it does not depend upon the system size. Like temperature, if you have a 10 liter of water, it can have a 30 degrees Celsius temperature. If you take a 1 liter of water from that one, it can also have a 30 degrees Celsius temperature. It means the temperature is a quantity which is a variable which does not depend upon the quantity or amount of the substance is there inside a system. Now on the other hand, you should be knowing, for that purpose I had given you the what is extensive variable as well. And extensive variable is one which depend upon the system size, such as mass or volume. These are extensive variable. So in our question it has been asked which of the following is an intensive variable. So area, it depends upon the system's dimension or size, so it is not a intensive variable. Second one, entropy, it depends upon the system size or mass. Okay, so it is not a intensive variable. So the correct answer for this question is the answer option number C. It is the temperature. Third question is the change in entropy of a 1 mole of an ideal gas when gas undergoes free expansion is. The options are positive, option B 0, option C negative, option D none of this. Now see, in this case it has been asked the change in entropy of ideal gas. 1 mole of ideal gas is there and gas is going under a free expansion. The gas is going under a free expansion. Now see, entropy is a measure of uncertainty or a randomness of a system. Upon free expansion of a gas, entropy of the system increases. So as the entropy of the system increases, means the final entropy of the system, it will be greater than the initial entropy of the system. As we need to calculate the change in entropy of this system, so change in entropy, how do we calculate that? The final entropy minus initial entropy. So the final entropy minus initial entropy will be a positive integer. It will be a positive integer. So this will be always greater than 0. So in this case the option A is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. Question 4 is there: when water vapor condenses into water, its entropy, option A, it is given there, option B decreases, option C remains unchanged, option D none of these. Now see, when water vapor condenses into water, means it's a gaseous state which is getting converted into a liquid state. Now as we know that entropy is a measure of disorder or randomness of the system. As entropy is a measure of a randomness of a system, we know that liquid is more ordered as compared to the gaseous molecules or vapors. Liquid is more ordered as compared to gases. So when vapors condenses into water, means more disordered state, it is getting converted into more ordered state. Okay, so when vapor condenses, entropy of the system decreases. Entropy of the system decreases. So in this case the option B is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. Now next question is, entropy is a measure of, option A it is given perfect order, option B is given availability, option C is given disordered, option D is given none. Now see, and just we had seen in the definition of the entropy, entropy is a measure of uncertainty or randomness or disordered. Okay, so in this case the correct answer is option number C. Sixth question is, in a natural process, entropy, in natural process entropy, option A it is given increases, option B decreases, option C remains the same, and option D none of this. Now just we had seen entropy is a measure of disorder, and in every natural process is irreversible process. Every natural process is irreversible process. For example, if you consider a mango is on the tree, suppose suddenly mango drops from the mango tree on the ground, you cannot again stick that mango to the mango tree. Okay, that means that it is a irreversible process. So everything it is there, whatever natural processes happens, these are irreversible process. Now if you consider, we know that entropy increases in irreversible process. As the entropy of the universe increases, entropy of every irreversible process always increases. So for a given question, it has been asked the entropy of a natural process, it is obviously increases. So option A is the correct answer in this case. Option A is the correct answer. Question number 7 is, the net entropy change of a system in Carnot cycle is. Now we had already recorded a few lectures for this Carnot cycle. I'll not go into the detail of the Carnot cycle, but we'll just tell you what is this. First of all, we will go through this question. The change of entropy of the system in Carnot system is option A 0, option B positive, option C negative, option D more than 1. Now one thing I can tell you is that Carnot cycle is an reversible cycle. Carnot cycle is a reversible cycle, means you can go ahead, you can come back. It's a reversible cycle which consists of a 4 different operations. The operation 1, it is an isothermal expansion. Operation 2, it is an adiabatic expansion. Operation 3, it is an isothermal compression. Operation 4, it is there, that is adiabatic compression. So whenever the system it is going from point A to point B, it will again come from point B to C and C to again A it will go. So it's a reversible cycle, I want to tell you. The Carnot cycle is a reversible cycle, and we know that entropy of a reversible process is 0. The entropy of the reversible cycle is 0. And as Carnot cycle is a reversible cycle, so what? The net entropy change for a Carnot cycle is 0. The net entropy change for a Carnot cycle is 0. So in this case, the correct answer is option number A. Eighth question is, which of the following equation represents a reversible process? Which of the following equation represents a reversible process? Option A is given, change in entropy ds is less than 0. Next question, option ds is equal to 0, ds greater than 0. Option D, none of this. Now see, we know that for a reversible process, what is the criteria? Therefore, for a reversible process, the entropy of the system remains 0. Entropy of the system change is 0. Change in entropy is 0. So in this case, it is an option B which is correct answer. So the correct answer for this question is option number B. Next question is, entropy is maximum in which state? Option A solid, option B liquid, option C gas, option D none of this. Now see, just we had seen entropy is a measure of randomness or disordered in the system. Out of solid, liquid and gas, what gas state is the most disordered state? Gas state is the most disordered state. So the entropy is maximum for the gaseous state. So correct answer for this question is option number C, gas. 10th question is transfer of heat from a body at low temperature to a body at higher temperature is dash dash. Option A is impossible. Option B is possible by keeping both bodies in contact. Option C is possible by doing some external work. Option D, none of this. Now see, just in the first slide of our presentation we had seen the transfer of heat from a body at lower temperature to a body at higher temperature is possible if some external agency will do some external work done. Okay, so in this case it's a statement of the second law of thermodynamics. So the correct answer for this question is option number C, transfer of heat from a body at low temperature to a body at higher temperature is possible by doing some external work. Next question is isentropic process is that process during which dash dash of system remains constant. Option A, temperature. Option B, pressure. Option C, entropy. Option D, volume. Now what is this isentropic process? Isentropic process is an thermodynamic process which is adiabatic as well as reversible. The process which is adiabatic as well as reversible, such a kind of process is called as an isentropic process. And we know that for an adiabatic reversible process, entropy of the system, for an adiabatic reversible process, entropy of the system remains constant. In our question it has been asked the isentropic process, the dash dash of the system remains constant. Okay, so in adiabatic and reversible process it's the quantity entropy which remains constant. So the correct answer in this case is the option number C, entropy of the system which is remaining constant. Next question is if a piece of ice is added to water in a cup, then its entropy will be. Option A, it is given increased. Option B, decreased. Option C, remains unchanged. And option D, none of this. Now see, when a ice cube it is added into the water, what happens? When ice cube is added into the water, it starts melting. It starts melting inside that water, and we know that, and we need to calculate the entropy. We need to calculate the entropy. We know that entropy is a measure of disorderedness. Entropy is a measure of disorderedness. So during the formation, we will think it in the reverse way. During the formation of ice cube, orderedness increases because liquid goes from liquid state to the solid state, so it's a more ordered state. Okay, so entropy decreases. But in our case, ice is getting converted into the water. That is, in adding ice to water, this is a reverse phenomena. So the entropy of the system increases. So in this case the correct answer is the option number A. The correct answer in this case is the option number A. Now 13th question, choose the correct statement. All quasi-static processes are reversible. All reversible processes are quasi-static. Adiabatic process is quasi-static process. None of this. Obviously the quasi-static process are reversible, and but it is not mandatory that every reversible process can be every quasi-static process can be reversible, but every reversible process is a quasi-static process. So, and what is quasi-static process? It is a thermodynamic process that happens very slowly so that the system remains in a thermodynamic equilibrium. Okay, so in order to have a quasi-static process, every system must be in a reversible way. So all reversible processes are quasi-static process. The correct answer in this question is option number B. Question number 14 is the change in entropy during the isobaric expansion. We know that isobaric process, it is the process as we had seen our earlier lecture number 2. Isobaric process is the process in which the pressure of the system remains constant, and we need to calculate the entropy of such system. We need to calculate the entropy of the system during isobaric expansion. Now first of all we will see what are the options. Option A positive, option B negative, option C 0, and option D none of these. The change in entropy during an isobaric expansion, it is always positive. Why is it so? Let us now see. The change in entropy of an isobaric process, it is given by this expression. It is given by this expression S2 minus X1, that is entropy of a final state minus entropy of a initial state, that is a S2 minus S1 is nothing but the change in entropy. It is given by Cp log of V2 by V1. It is given by Cp log V2 by V1. And we know that for a isobaric process, pressure remains constant, so P1 is equal to P2 is equal to P. Okay, and as it is the expansion which it has been given in the example, in the question, for expansion we know that V2 is always greater than 0, because whenever the system expands, the final volume will be greater than the initial volume, and we know that the quantity Cp, that is called as the specificity of the system, it is always a positive quantity. As V2 is greater than V1 and Cp is greater than 0, so in this expression Cp is positive, V2 by V1 is always a positive number. So in this case, whatever the entropy change we are going to calculate, it is always coming out to be greater than 0. It means it is a positive number. So the correct answer in this question is the option number A. Thank you students. That's it for the today's session. Before closing the session, I again would like to thank all our viewers for supporting our channel. I'll request all of you to please view and subscribe if you have not subscribed the channel, and please hit a bell icon in order to get a future notification of the each videos. Thank you so much. We'll stop here for the today's lecture.